Well, good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. Haley, happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday, Dan.
We have a big one this week. So many cool things to do.
It's an exciting show.
So little time. We have petitioned the radio station for 6 additional hours, and they declined. But they told us to cram everything into this hour and just make it work. So we're going to do our best to do that. I have had numerous cans of Red Bull already and coffee. So
it's really good. It's a lot of fun here.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm bouncing off the walls. No, I'm so excited because we're going to launch our Christmas contest.
Yes.
We've done this for as long as we've been on the radio.
Right. So it's been a while.
Been a while, and every year, this is one of my favorite things that we do. And last year, we amped it up a little bit, made it a little more fun than it had been in the past. I thought a little more interactive.
Yeah, I think exactly. It's more interactive. It's like a full experience now.
Like
all the stores are involved,
hunt.
And it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and so we're going to do similar things this year. There's more chances to win, more opportunities to enter.
Yep.
Really, really fun stuff. We're going to explain all of that at the end of the show, so hang around for that. Right now, I want to dig into a project that I stumbled into on the internet looking for something else. I ran across this project, and the project is painting your subfloor, turning your subfloor into a finished floor just by painting it. So the idea that everybody who was promoting this was saying was that they had carpet that was in really bad shape.
Sure, like maybe the cat.
Oh, the cat. Yeah. Maybe the kids are dirty.
Maybe you moved into a new house.
Oh, that could be that. Yeah.
Could be really gross.
And the carpet is just, I can't live with that.
Yeah.
And so you want to pull it out, but I don't have money because I just moved into a new house, or whatever.
And flooring is so expensive.
Right. I don't have money to replace it. What do I do? Well, the idea is a really inexpensive way to give yourself a nice finished floor is to paint that subfloor, that plywood subfloor, turn it into a finished space. Looks really good. You look at these things online, and there's a lot of really positive how-to videos. They walk you through the steps. I looked at a bunch of them, and I would say that most of the steps recommended are the right steps. So I didn't see any that you're going to go wrong with by following the details.
It's not like fully ridiculous, but I think that there are some pros and cons to this project still that maybe they're not fully addressing.
Right, and a couple dig into a little more of that, but we just wanted to kind of sum everything up. Is it a good project, a bad project? You guys decide whether it's right for you, but let's give you the pros and cons. Let's start with pros, Haley. What do you think? Big pros.
I mean, big pro is that this is a really inexpensive way to get something that looks like a brand new floor.
Yeah. No,
right?
You can't go wrong with that. Inexpensive is always a win in my book.
Absolutely.
Always a win. Do you think anybody likes to just spend a lot?
It's possible.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm sure that person exists.
Well, I'd like to know them, and I'd like to be on their Christmas list.
Yeah.
Let's just say that. For me, inexpensive is a big thing, and yes, this is a great way to get something on your floor that you can live with, and that's how I would look at this project. This is a get-you-by project to me. Yes,
I would agree with that, and I think that there's value to those projects because it really can change the way that you feel about your space in a pretty dramatic way. If it's a really gross carpet and it makes you depressed every time you go in the room, and now it's gone and you've got something clean that you like.
Way better.
That's way better.
Way better than trying to figure out how to hover across that floor.
Exactly.
It's way better than walking across with socks that used to be white.
Yeah.
That by the time you get to your favorite chair, they're black.
Yeah, that's gross.
That's uncool. Nobody wants that. This is a great way to fix that. So positive in that regard. I like the idea that it offers just a ton of creativity.
That's true.
There's a lot of paint projects. Painting my living room, for example. Any paint project, there's a lot of creativity that's involved, right?
Yeah, you're picking colors.
Do all of these things. A lot of creativity. When it comes to a floor, I think that just it's creativity to the nth degree because there's so many more things I can do. And it's not usual to see colors on the floor like you could choose to put down.
Exactly.
And that makes it even more interesting to other people. And you're not just limited to solid colors on this. You could go with all
stencils,
kinds of stuff.
Patterns. You could do a mural. We've seen people that have painted like a basketball court line on
a kid's bedroom floor.
So cute.
Yeah, until they start trying to use that as a basketball court, that's troublesome. But I would tell my children right away, this is for looks only. We have a lot of things that are for looks only. But anyway, lots of cool stuff that you can't do with carpet. You can't do with a more expensive floor. You're not going to do that with a hardwood floor.
Probably not.
And have anybody be terribly thrilled with you.
Yeah.
Right? So a lot of creativity.
There's a lot of possibilities.
A lot of outlet here. I really like that. So those are some pros. Let's get to a couple cons, and then let's look at the project a little more specifically after that. So for me, one of the big cons is that a lot of prep work is involved in order to really make this look good.
That's true.
And prep work is important on every single paint job.
Yeah.
If you
but
skimp
there's
on it, you
varying
really suffer.
levels.
Right. But this one, it's a little more intense. I mean, even down to removing tack strip around the edge of the room. I laugh because I have tried to do that. And within minutes, I almost need a tourniquet because it is so sharp. And
You just bled everywhere at this point?
Yes. I am
my
so bad. I don't
gosh.
even know I'm bumping it. And I'm bleeding.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's not a fun process.
That is not fun, but you've got to do that. You've got to countersink any raised fasteners. You know, that's important.
Fill all of those nail holes that you just created by removing the tack strip. Right.
Lots of filling. There's sanding. There's lots of cleaning up after you've sanded.
Yeah.
There's priming. Lots of prep. And if you don't do the prep well, you're going to see it. If you skimp on it, you're really going to see it.
Yeah.
So that's a downside to me. You know, you got to understand that going in. This is some work.
It's some sweat equity, right?
Yeah.
You're not spending a bunch of money necessarily in the prep work, but it does take some time.
Right. So what's your con?
The texture of certain subfloor materials.
Okay.
Because we're picturing probably a smooth plywood subfloor right now.
That's
and
what I'm
think
picturing.
That's pretty reasonable to think that you're going to paint that and have a fairly decent looking floor after it's done.
I would agree.
What you're not picturing probably is an OSB subfloor, which is like wood chips that have been glued together, has a ton of texture, and they're not smooth. They're not all glued down very well.
Right, those big flakes.
Yeah.
I can imagine the kids running across it and getting them into their feet, little cuts, little slivers.
Yes, you're going to get splinters.
Even if you don't get that, your socks are still going to stick to it almost like it's Velcro. Right? I think so. I can imagine that happening. So yes, not all subfloors are suited for this. A plywood subfloor, this can work really well. If you've got a different material, this probably isn't the thing for you.
No.
Another big con for me, and then we'll move on to just a little more details about the project that you should think about, but another big con is just understanding the nature of paint. Now, it doesn't have to be a con, but I think in some people's minds, we think that the paint on the floor, it's floor paint. This is going to just last and last. Well, it is suited for a floor, and it is made to do all of those things, but it's
still
durable, going to wear. It's on a floor. I mean, it's getting traffic that other painted surfaces don't usually get.
Right.
We're not normally walking on our walls.
Or moving furniture across the walls.
But think about that. You're dragging chairs. You're dragging a table. You're walking across it, running across
There's
it.
a lot of wear.
A lot of wear, and that can show, especially if you've got a solid color that you've chosen to use.
Right. I mean, a pattern or, a mural is going to hide a lot more of that, so that's something to consider. But it's not as permanent as a wood floor, right?
Exactly.
That's going to last you the rest of your life.
Right.
This is temporary.
So, with all of that said, I still really like the project for the right situations.
Yes.
Some recommendations if you're going to jump in. First off, get the right paint. Benjamin Moore's Floor and Patio is a great option, and Fresh Start High Hiding All-Purpose Primer is the right primer to use. You've got to be specific about primers because you need a floor use primer.
Exactly.
Make sure you do the prep. That's important too. Take time to sand the floors, fill the cracks, and cover the fastener heads. And you got to use the right compound. Flexible floor leveling compound is ideal. Other compounds can chip and crack out. You've got to use the right thing. So make sure you're doing that. Make sure you're cleaning everything well. Take the time to prime. Do all of those things, and you can have great results.
Yeah.
Basically, if you think you're going to jump in, stop out at any Repco Light or Port City Paints. Tell us what you're doing. We'll walk you through the project, get you the right recommendations, and get you off on the right foot. Now, all right, we're going to take a break right now. When we come back, we'll be in the studio with Bob Trozak from the Plainfield store talking about paint and board games and mushing all of that together into one or two brilliant segments.
It's great.
It's all just ahead. Stay tuned.